Welcome back, everyone. This isn't going to be my normal kind of video. I'm going to be talking about the death of Jason Arday. Now, if you've been listening to the news, obviously it's one of the saddest things you'll ever hear. But you'll have heard that the left have already dug their heels in and decided that because this man was black and had a fascinating story, that there should be absolutely no skepticism as far as his claims were. That this was a racist witch hunt, a public lynching or a hounding, and right-wing media trolls have drove him to suicide. Now, it's easy to just say that, isn't it? It's easy to just come out with that and say, yeah, that's it. That's the end of it. All job done. You guys are all arseholes, and this guy's dead because of you. Let me just start by saying, right, that I don't care what colour someone is. If what they're telling me is quite clearly bullshit, I will call them out on it, okay? I don't care about where they come from, what colour their skin is, what their creed is, religion, anything like that. If someone's full of shit, I'll tell them they're full of shit, okay? Now, Jason Arday certainly didn't deserve for this to happen. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. Jason Arday's family certainly didn't deserve for this to happen, okay? Jason Arday put himself in this position at the beginning, and he was then dragged along, whether he wanted to go along with it or not, by progressive left DAI clout-chasing, bloodthirsty bastards who literally just wanted to hold this guy up as some sort of trophy, to pat themselves on the back with, and be able to say, look what we did. Look what we did. We saved this black man, this black autistic man who he couldn't talk till he was 11, couldn't write until he was 18. Look what we did for him. Aren't we so virtuous? That's exactly what they did. Okay? And this lad, sorry to say it, but he's gone and took the coward's way out, leaving his family and his children to mourn the death of him, of a man who was quite clearly a fantasist, but who was allowed to be put out there as someone who was clearly not a fantasist, who was clearly just excellent because he was black and poor and autistic. That's all this was about, guys, okay? Enough of this bullshit that because it's racism that made people look into his story. No, it's the fact that his story was so full of holes it looked like fucking Swiss cheese. The fact that this man was made a professor when quite clearly he was not qualified to be so, the biggest problem in all of this. Like I said, these guys who hired him, within 5 minutes of talking to the guy, could have realised, whoa, hang on, something's not right here. Something doesn't quite sit right with me here about what he's telling us. There was absolutely no checking up on the guy. There was no... When he told them that he was a visiting professor at Glasgow and I'm forgetting the other one that he was at. Did anyone check that? Isn't this the sort of thing you're meant to do with high profile positions like this? Check that the person's telling you the fucking truth? There's been plenty of other people out there in the world who've been caught out doing this sort of thing. But this time, it's just racist. Because this guy's a black guy. So therefore, because he's black, well, how dare you even question him? Even when everything he's saying is quite clearly bullshit, how dare you question this guy? He's black. That should be enough for you. That's all you need. You don't need to go hunting through things and finding fault with the things that he said, even though they're completely, utterly fucking fabricated. And the left are losing their fucking minds over this. Hey, I never want to see the bloke dead. I never want to see his fucking family and kids just left on their own because he couldn't fucking take what he's had done to him. And for the left to turn around and say things like, oh, it's the right's fault. It's the media's fault. The right-wing media have hounded this guy to death. Oh, really? Should they have just kept their mouths shut? Should they have sat back and said, well, this guy's black, so clearly we can't say a damn word about him? Because if that's what you're insinuating, then you're as racist as they come. This man is black, therefore there will be no scrutiny of anything that he's said. even if it's the most obvious bullshit you've ever heard in your life. You cannot scrutinise this man. He is black. He was autistic. You cannot ask a single question about this man's obvious fucking lies. How racist is that? To sit there saying, oh yes, it's all right-wing people. They dared ask a black person if he was genuine, so therefore they're at fault for this. Have a fucking word with yourselves, man, will you? Jesus Christ. Honest to God, this is just so frustrating. Nothing more frustrating than for his wife and kids, by the way, for the fact that he was put in this position when he clearly shouldn't have been. Someone should have spotted straight away that the guy was a fantasist and should not be given anything to like this position that he had. But because people want the virtue signalling points and that they want pats on the back for being DAI friendly, oh, well, it'll be fine. We'll protect the guy, don't worry. And we can protect ourselves because we're protecting him. Look at us, black people. Look at us people with white guilt. Aren't we good now? We're pushing this guy. This guy couldn't speak until he was 11. Couldn't read till he was 18. Look what we've done. We're your friend. We're on your side. We're not like them right-wing, horrible, devious bastards there. We're sorry for everything that was done to black people. We're sorry for it all. And we're going to make it up to you guys no matter what. How many other qualified black professors have lost out on jobs because of things like this? Because of DEI hires? It's quite clear that the guy wasn't very good at what he did. It's quite clear that he wasn't that intelligent. I'm not saying he was a Dumbo or anything. It was quite clear that he was not ready or cut out for this position that he had. I'm pretty sure there would have been 10 ton of black or white or Asian or whatever colour people who could have quite easily filled that position. But no, they didn't have the backstory, did they? They didn't have the hardship. They didn't have the right narrative behind them. Black, autistic. This is what we need. This guy is a genius. He only learned to read at 18. And he was a professor by his late 30s. Look at this. No one else could have done this, could they? DEI hires and hiring people on simply because of the colour of their skin is one of the most dangerous things you can do to society. It's quite clear what has happened because of it with Jason Arday. And again, to all those who are saying, oh, what if he was a white man? No one would have scrutinised him as much. No, the trouble is, if he was a white man, he wouldn't have gotten the fucking job, would he? He would not have got the job. And if you want to say things like, what if he was a white man? Think back to a certain Henry. Think back to a certain Henry Novak. That's what would have happened to him if he was a fucking white man. So don't give me this bullshit about black people being so fucking looked down upon and getting nothing and all the rest of this shit when you go and give a professorship to a guy who clearly hasn't earned it, who clearly isn't ready for it, clearly isn't cut out for it, all because of his history, all because of his story, which I'm seriously doubting all of it now, to be fair with you. Again, this is nothing against Jason Arday, okay? This is the guy he was. He was a fantasist. He was an autistic fantasist. And, well, this isn't the way to handle someone like that. This left-wing idea that, oh, well, it's okay because we'll just go along with it. We'll go along with it because we don't want to upset the guy. We can't tell him, no, actually, this isn't for you, mate. We've just got to go along with it as if it's true. Just like trans people. They might believe something. We probably don't believe it, but we'll just go along with it anyway. We'll go along with it anyway because we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Just imagine, Cambridge, right? If you hadn't hired this guy, he'd probably still be alive now. Hope you're fucking pleased with yourselves. I hope it was worth it, all of those DEI points that you've got now. I hope it was worth it for this guy. What you need to do with people like that is let them down gently and explain, look, I'm sorry, but this isn't for you. You're not the right person, blah-de-blah. Sorry, go and do something else. Not, yes, we can use this guy. He's a trophy. Think of all the points we'll get for this lad. So all you fucking arseholes, you Shola Mos Bong Bing Bong Umbongo, Sadiq Khan, fucking Narinder Kaur, Ibrahim X Kendi, go fuck yourselves, okay? Go fuck yourselves, and do not fucking dare stand there saying to me that this was a racist witch hunt. It was an absolute disgrace what was done to this guy, okay? And there's nothing that will ever change my mind about that. Let me just take you back, actually, to a white guy, a white scientist who was qualified to do his job, who did an amazing job. He landed a probe on a moving asteroid. Okay? Dr. Matt Taylor, he was a British scientist in the Rosetta Project, okay? Landed a probe on a moving asteroid, one of the most amazing feats this world's ever seen. But that doesn't matter because he wore a t-shirt which had some scantily clad cartoon women on it. So therefore, cancelled. Off you go, fuck you, apologise. Apologise for that, you racist fucking sexist scumbag. Never mind what you've achieved, never mind what you've done with your skill and your excellence. Never mind all of that. Just apologise for being a racist bigot. You horrible, horrible bastard. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the thing. Anyone who's feeling suicidal or anything like that, you've got to reach out to people, guys. Men especially, because we just can't seem to be able to do it. We try and just get on with it. It'll be fine. It'll be right. And then, you know what happens next, don't you? Don't take the coward's way out, guys. Do not do it. Think of what you're going to be leaving behind, okay? Sorry to see Jason die. I'm sorry to see that people are already trying to cash in on this guy's death by trying to blame people who aren't to blame. The guy was in the spotlight, okay? And it was shown that he should not have been in the spotlight. If you're in the spotlight, if you're in the public domain, you're going to get scrutinised. It's not because he's black, it's because he was full of shit, okay? There you are. I've said me piece. Cheers.
Don't be daft, man.